Okay, y'all. I told you I would do a live today. Um, dang. Hey, Miss Justice. Good morning, Stephen. Hey, Teresa. Lordy, you guys were quick. You were like that. You were like that. So I'm glad you all popped in. Stephen, I hope you're doing real good with your channel. I hadn't asked you. I should have asked you before now. Hey, Virgo Angel. I did have a happy Easter. I got a new desk. Things are going pretty well for me today. So my daughter come over and put up my new computer desk, which I love. It goes all the way around. Got my laptop over here. I am good to go. Good to go. So I'll get right into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the direction I want my channel to go. I know that, hey, Poppy, good morning. Walked around the corner, and what did I see? Poppy in a red Mustang looking at me. I don't have my notes in front of me. I can't finish it. I did put some more words to it, though. It's rather cute, I think. So today is going to be, just to let you guys know. Oh, you're going. Oh, that's exciting, Stephen. You're going with friends to a dirt track race. Man, I used to love going to all those different kind of races and the mud races and different stuff like that. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, I talked with my children this weekend, and I'm not going to after today, I'm not going to be talking about the Summer Wells case. After conversing with my children, they said, Mom, you need to get back on track with that and do your writing, because it kind of went south, you know. I agreed with them wholeheartedly. And hey, Vic. Oh, it is April Fool's Day, isn't it? Well, I'm not fooling you guys about that, okay? I'm not. I'm not. You know, I want to talk about missing children. I'm going to get back into some topics that I love. Um, and, you know, it's just time to get back on track. Uh, summer will always summer will always be special to me, and I hope one day I can talk about her case without being so emotional, when I feel other people are, you know, you guys know what I mean, right? Just a small trip, but fellowship with other friends that are race drivers up there. Wow, that's good for you, Stephen. Good for you. Go have a good time. Don't even think about YouTube stuff. It's good to do that, to walk away for a little bit. Absolutely. And you know, I wish that I had information that would help find Summer, but I don't. Okay? I don't. I never wanted to get caught up in the drama stuff, and I found myself getting caught up in the drama stuff. And I would, you know, even if I went to a different genre and someone would say something about Summer's case, I would really take it to heart. I really would. Um, and I have to step back from that, and I have to quit doing it. So today is the day. If anyone has any questions concerning Summer's case, and I I have the answer, I'll be glad to share it with you guys. I really would. I'm not saying I hold the key to everything. But I've never done, I've never tried to ever do anything that would that would hurt someone. And you know what? I'm not going to start now. I'm not. Hey, Sassy Ann, Joe Husky. And also, I started not having fun. You know, when I started this channel and I started having fun and was commentating on things, and we were laughing and we could joke and we could take some serious stuff and kind of turn it into something that we could laugh at instead of cry at. I started to lose that. And when I was talking to my daughter, she was like, Mom, if it's taken away, um, if it's taken away, your ability to add light to a very sad situation, maybe you should step back a little bit. So I will tell you what I did. I went through, I unsubbed from a lot of channels, and a wise person told me in chat to switch up my algorithm, and I'm trying to do that. I still get a couple things that pop up here and there, which is absolutely fine. I don't have any problem with that. And also, hey, Sonia, I definitely still am going to follow the clip channels because you all are good. I love the clip channels, y'all. I love them. I will always give them credit when I show something of theirs. And, but there's so many other things going on in life, that I think are very important for us to understand. And I do know that my channel is a really deep channel. If I start talking about, different things, I don't hide the fact that these are evil things. Okay. I don't bite my tongue and try to make light of a terrible thing that's happening in our world, happening to our children. So, and let me tell you, if you are a mod on this channel and I am talking about something that you feel like, you have to step away, step away. Step away. I'm not going to hold that against anybody. That if I'm talking about a deep conversation about a topic and it's not for you, please step away. I will not take it personal. So please do that if you feel you need to. Because like I said, my topics are, we get pretty deep in them sometimes. And I'm very passionate also about things that I talk about. Okay. Hey, wee Scottish mom, how have you been? How have you been, lady? Vic, you didn't have a meltdown the other day. I had a meltdown the other day. Okay. I had a meltdown the other day. And what I need to do is I will work on this, that I've got to get a lot of the summer wells. I've got to take my writings and step away from them for just a little while. And I have to quit. I just have to stop taking everything to heart where it comes to the Summer Wells case. Okay. And that case, I still am very passionate about it. It's a case that like I said, I hope one day that I can come back on here and say that she's been found. That would be the most joyous day to get justice for Summer. But there are times when you get mixed up in the raw emotion of things, and it's okay. I mean, it's okay for people to do that. But it's hard to watch. Yeah, we knew you wasn't feeling good. I was worried about you. That's what I love about my subs and stuff. We all do care about each other. We absolutely do. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Summer's case today. I'm going to give my opinion on some things with the Sebastian Rogers case, and probably a couple other cases. Okay. Just to get this new chapter of my channel started. Now, I do want to share something with you guys, because I don't think people realize what our young people are up to. And I'm glad if something's not working, you guys let me know, because we unhooked everything. My whole computer setup, both my monitors, we unhooked it all. So hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. And hey, Susan, welcome. Welcome, Susan. But this is WRAL, a Texas woman. Yeah, I'm getting ready to talk about that, Teresa. Okay, these are 2 young children, okay? And hopefully you guys, let me make sure it's up. Okay, so I didn't even put my banner up. Okay, let me get my banner up here, y'all. Okay. Welcome to my channel, Opinions and Theories, No Repercussions. I am human. I do have a heart, okay? I do have emotions, okay? Just let everybody know. Trigger warning where needed on my channel. Fair use, you know, all the other good stuff. Copyright disclaimer. Thank you, Miss Justice. Hey, Angie's Life. And, yeah. Hey, Prissy Missy. How are you, girl? Okay, so these are 2 young children.
Video sent to us by a neighbor at 2:07 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You see 2 small boys on bikes talking with someone. Neighbors tell us it's the homeowner, and she has a complicated relationship with those who live near her.
Lately, it's been getting worse. I guess as her mental illness gets worse, her brain gets worse. So she starts doing crazier things. Just this morning, she was stealing things from her yard guy's truck and was vandalizing their vehicle.
That complicated relationship exploded today. In that home video, we see the 2 boys leaving after a neighbor shoos them away. But just 10 minutes later, they're back. The younger one wearing oversized blue gloves, the older boy black gloves. The older boy can be seen pulling something out of his pants, charging the woman inside her garage, and fleeing heartbeats later as she falls to the ground. They leap back on their bikes and roll away.
Never did any of us ever think that it was going to be kids from the neighborhood that come and attack her.
Kids from this neighborhood, y'all. Children, small children, didn't like what this woman said to them. They go home, get a knife, and go back and harm her with it. Hey, Katie Ann.
Neighbors say because of the woman's fragile mental state, her family checks on her regularly. Law enforcement say shortly after the stabbing, her brother came by and found her. She was life-flighted to a hospital and went into surgery in critical condition.
Her brother came and checked by just to check up on her. He checks on her daily. At that point, he just came at the right time. They opened the door and saw that she was stabbed.
Just blocks away, only ABC 13 was there as the sheriff's department investigated outside a second home. At one point, a deputy walks a small boy from the patrol car into the house. Deputies could not.
Look how tiny this boy is. I'll back it up. You can see his legs. Well, I'm pointing. You guys can't see me pointing. I'm sorry, y'all. Look how tiny this boy is. It's crazy how tiny he is.
Car into the house. Deputies could not say if this is where the boys live. They did say they are from the same neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
Now the concern is, okay, so if these kids have the ability to do that, do we need to start watching the kids around here? My mom is about to live by herself, so that's also the concern now too. So
I'm a.
Can you believe that? Can you all believe that? What? I mean, obviously the woman had some sort of mental illness, but what could she have said to these little boys? They're little boys. And if the brother wouldn't have stopped to check on this lady, these boys would be charged with red rum, which I'm sure that, these boys just threw away their whole life. You think it's learned behavior? Well, I mean, that's a great point, Prissy Missy, because it could be a learned behavior in many different ways, right? From the parents, family members, playing video games. I mean, other neighborhood boys. This is craziness. Hey, Patty, good to see ya. This is craziness. These are our children. And it's horrible. So I'm going to read to you what happened here in my state. Very horrific. This happened Saturday night. At least 7 children between the ages of 12 and 17 were wounded in a shooting Saturday night in downtown Indianapolis, where a large group was gathered. Well, I don't know about gang stuff, Kate. Oh, if we're talking about this happening in Indianapolis, I got to get my ruler. This happening in Indianapolis, I don't know much, about possibly gang activity. So there was a large group gathered, and that happens downtown Indianapolis a lot, okay? Around the mall and different areas. So officers were on patrol when they heard several shots actively being fired near the Circle Center Mall. Now, one thing about the Circle Center Mall, that's where a lot of these instances take place, okay? Hey, running with scissors, right? So when officers arrived at the scene, there was a large group of juveniles. A large group of juveniles. 6 of those juveniles had gunshot wounds. Okay? 6 of them. All the wounded children. And this, you know what? It's weird to say all the wounded children. A lot of these mass pew-pewings, there's a lot of adults. Okay? We're in Indianapolis, Indiana, Sandy. We're in the Indy. A large group of juveniles, including 6 with wounds, all were taken to local hospitals. A 7th arrived later at an area hospital. They were all listed in stable condition. Thank goodness, right? It's unclear what led to the shooting or how many people opened fire. No suspects were in custody as of Easter morning. Police believe multiple firearms were used. It is extremely concerning to us that so many of our young people have been victims of gun violence this evening. Once again, we have a situation where young people are resolving conflict with gun violence, and it has to stop. And this is what you guys know about me. I have a very hard time dressing up these words. I do. Okay. I'm reading it, and these are the words being used. So you all know that's how I roll over here. Okay. But a lot of our youth are turning to violence. Law enforcement didn't provide information on the nature of the gathering, but police had noticed in the evenings a large crowd of juveniles moving around the downtown area. Hello, wise old lady. Let me tell you what I would love for downtown Indianapolis to be known for. There's a song by Tom Petty. And I'm trying to think of the name of the song. But it talks about a girl down on Market Square, right? She's doing something in her underwear. Last Dance with Mary Jane. That's the song. I believe it's Last Dance with Mary Jane. That's what I want to think about when I think about that area. But no, our juveniles and our this was a 3rd weekend in a row that Indianapolis police had responded to a mass shooting, prompting more officers to be present downtown. So this had been building. This was the 3rd weekend in a row that police had responded. Wow. Right? And this could happen anywhere in your area too. I would like to put that out there. Okay, let me finish reading this before I start. I'm asking questions in my mind already. You guys know me. Okay. So the 3rd weekend in a row that they had responded. Last weekend, 1 person was unalive, 5 others, including an off-duty Indianapolis Metro police officer, were injured in a shooting outside the bar. The previous weekend, 1 person was unalive, 5 others were wounded in a shooting in a nightclub in Indy's busy Broad Ripple neighborhood. Broad Ripple neighborhood. They added 24 officers more than usual to the area Saturday to prevent such activity happening. And it wasn't enough. It happened anyway, right? Well, yeah, a lot of them are doing substances, not all of them. I don't want to give, I don't want to give these young people who are trying to, do right in their community and in their life. It's sad that these young people make us look at all young people this way, right? And this is the truth, I'm more concerned about being like in a gas station or something. And I'll never forget this. Let me tell you a story. So I think I was out front or something, and this kid was walking down the road, and we could hear this clank, clank, something. He dropped something. It was a gun. So he goes on, right? I'm like, I ain't saying shit to him. I was down at the gas station a couple blocks away from here. I usually go in there and get my cigarettes and my pop. It's a, not everyday thing, but at least every other day, every 2 or 3 days. And I'll never forget, I was in that gas station, and it was the owner, another guy, and me. That was it. I was grabbing cigarettes and getting ready to leave. The same kid walks into this gas station, and what does he do? He drops a freaking gun. He dropped a gun. And I turned around and looked at the other guy. The other guy looked at me, and I turned around, walked right out the door, got in my car, and left. So these young people, it's like they don't. Why is it not a big deal that they're going to do something and end up in prison for the rest of their life? Does it not click into these young people? And these 2 young kids that stabbed that woman. Now, one thing I wonder is, do they get out at 18 or 21, right? I guess we'll have to wait on the sentence to see what they're going to get. They think it won't happen to them. Fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. That's exactly what law enforcement said. Parents need to make more of an effort to know exactly where their children are to avoid incidents like this. We're always trying to prevent something like this. Because what happens? What happens with all these juveniles? Where do they end up? They end up at a detention center, right? So, right there, you're going to have a problem. How many juvenile centers can they make now? They better start building them. The juvenile courts are being overwhelmed. And it's not like, it's not like the police department didn't try to add more officers and, to try to handle that situation. Yeah, it's like they don't have any consequences for their actions. They don't. I think a lot of them think, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of them actually think that if they get in trouble under 18, right, that they're not going to have to serve big sentences for what they're doing. Right? Does that make sense? He said, I think everybody sees the messages in the evening at 10 p.m. Parents, do you know where your children are? Remember when they had a commercial? Do you guys remember that commercial? Hey, Lisa Kleckner. Did you guys ever see that commercial? Parents, do you know where your children are? There used to be a commercial that said that. Dang, I forgot all about that commercial until I just read that. Yeah, it came on every night. Every freaking night. Wow. Going back in time there. Who are the associate with and on social media? Oh, who? The young kid, the younger people, Stephen, these juveniles? Yeah, about 10 o'clock. Parents, do you know where your children are? And then, there was a lot of commercials. This is your brain on drugs. Remember that? This is your brain on drugs. And they would crack 2 eggs in a frying pan. Yeah. Yeah. Say no to drugs. Whatever happened with that? Yeah. Act right, people. Yep. Parents, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Funny. You know what kids today would do if they showed those commercials? You always told your parents where you were going? They legalized pot after that. That is hilarious. Okay, so, but there are a lot of parents who don't get involved in these kids' lives. There are a lot of single mothers that their children end up in gangs. They don't have a father figure, or vice versa, and they go to people that gives them that feel of family, and it doesn't matter if it's a gang or whatever. Makes them feel like they have a sense of family. Ignore them because they don't watch TV. It would have to be on social media. Oh yeah, on social media. Facebook, put that out. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Most of these kids have bad or no father figure. Now, when this happened Saturday night, it was at 11:30 at night. 11:30 at night, and Easter is on Sunday. Talk about disrespect. They all need to get right with Jesus. I can tell you that right now. But that opens another can of worms, right? Talking about the parents getting involved and sometimes these kids are unmanageable. Well, there are a lot of women who don't think, that get lonely. Not having a father does not reflect 100 on a child. Yes, act right, people. You're absolutely right. Not having a father figure does not reflect 100 on how a child turns out if that child has a loving mother and environment. And it is a lot of it is our environment. A lot of it is, you know, is the environment itself. I mean, and y'all know I don't get political over here, but look at what's happening in our country. And food has went up. Oh, hang on, I gotta take this off. Okay, sorry about that. That was Todd. Okay, so I forget what I was talking about. Even kids out in the sticks have gangs. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, gangs can be anywhere. Gangs, when we think of gangs, we think of people who do bad things, but there's kind of gangs, that do the right thing. All kids have gangs. People, even littler kids. Right? Okay, I wish I could remember what I was going to say before I answered the phone. Are these parents, are parents anymore, we can go a bunch of different direction with this, our economical status. I was talking about how expensive things are getting, right? It is very hard to live in the world today. And parents are not, parents are having to work all the time to take care of their family, and the children are not being supervised like they should be. Or you have a parent who maybe has an addiction, and that's their priority, not their children. Then you have parents who just have social media as babysitters that don't interact with their kids, and just let them do whatever they want on social media. I would be interested to see the text and things between all these young people, right? Between all these young people. To see what they were thinking doing this stuff. It is a hard world to live in. It is. For real. Hey, Jean. parenting is a full-time job, and it's very hard to do. But, you know, the parent has to be the one to keep control over, you know, the situation with social media. And it can be done. I'm not social media savvy, so if I need to have something done, I try to figure it out, or I have my daughter do it. There's a lot of parents, some don't know how to do social media. They have to ask people to set these parental apps and things up and keep total control over what they're, you know. But you can't make them. I mean, you can't make parents do that. But how sad is that? How sad is that? So yes, I do have bad things that happen in my state too. But what do you do? Okay, Stephen, I was raised in a church family. My father's a preacher. I'm a preacher's son. I got in trouble, but I was punished for it. Today, you can't do nothing. Yeah, that's interesting, Stephen. I don't think you actually can whip your child anymore. Yeah, Jean, you have to. You have to. Heck, I wouldn't mind if my daughter even kept an eye on mine. It's so hard for me because I try really hard not to get into politics, but a lot of people don't know and have never thought about what our children are being taught in school. And grandparents, you know, of course, and the parents, but unless you have that, people don't know what's being taught to our kids in school. Well, yeah, you definitely can't. I mean, yeah, you can whip them. You can whip them, but yeah, you just can't. So let's ask this. Okay, wait, I was going to kind of sans on into Sebastian Rogers. Oh, and an open hand giving a good smack on the butt. Girl, we would get, seriously. But it scares me. I don't think I would go up to a teenager today and tell them what to do. They're scary. Oh, open hand to face, Teresa. Well, you know, I had to read that a couple times because I was like, wait, Teresa, what do you mean by that? I'm glad you know you noticed that. Yes, if your child was to call the cops and the cops came over you busting that butt, the majority of the time the cop's going to say, you know, Mom, Dad, you are A-okay. Which parents should be held accountable. I agree, Kathy. I agree. They should be held accountable. Okay. So, spare the rod, spoil the child. I've never wanted to really discipline my kids like that because of the way that I was disciplined. The only time I ever spanked any of my kids was when they scared me. Because my son, we had just moved into this new neighborhood, and my son had met the neighbors behind us, and he had went over there, and we were looking for him, and they were gone. And it was like, where's my son? He actually went for a walk around the neighborhood with him, but I freaked out. And boy, I was so mad at him. I was like, why didn't you tell me you were going for a walk? So luckily they were good people. You know, it scared the crap out of me. And I spanked his butt for that. You better believe it. So that's really the only time I've, ever really disciplined them. I keep my mouth shut, did my thing. It's their turn. How sad. All right, let's pop over to this. Girl 13 charged with red rumming her mom says she feels regret, guilt, and self-disgust after the arrest. March 31st, 2024. This just happened. A 13-year-old girl in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, was charged with red rumming her mother, expressed regret shortly after the fatal stabbing. While being taken into police custody, Lataya Powell said she felt regret, guilt, and self-disgust. Police arrived at Powell's mother's after a call for an unresponsive female on Friday afternoon around 12:30. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Isn't the eclipse next week? Isn't it the 8th? We're getting ready to have an eclipse, aren't we? On the 8th. If these kids are vamping up now, I am not going out. I am not going out. Let me tell you. So, Latea said she felt regret, guilt, and self-disgust. Friday afternoon, 12:30 p.m., law enforcement showed up at Latea's mom's house. Upon arrival, the scene was secured. Extensive investigation was launched, determining that the victim, 44, had suffered wounds to the torso and head area. Dang. The eclipse is on the 8th. There is a lot going on. A lot going on. A bad hurricane season this year. Well, I think we're supposed to get snow here. I think we're supposed to get snow. And it's been warm. And my sinuses have been fried. So they pronounced her unalive at the scene. They're still pending the autopsy. Along with Latea's mom, there was a second victim. An 11-year-old boy was located at the scene. They were promptly transported to a nearby hospital after they suffered stab wounds in his back, though the injuries seemed to be non-life-threatening. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, give me 1 second, you guys. I need to take care of my puppy for a minute. Sorry, guys, I didn't forget you. I swear I didn't. I apologize. Rainey had to go potty, and she's very old, and I love her. Gene Jackson, couple of acts of rage, any age. They are also being said they are shooting rockets in the south polar end of the moon. It's called the Serpent Project. What? I got to get my pen and paper. The Serpent Project. Why are they messing with our universe? Hold on, I'm going to pull that up. Oh, my hands are shaking. Here we go. Okay, the Serpent Project. Okay, let me finish my story first, and then we're going to talk about the Serpent Project.
No, come here.
Okay. Why all even, what are you talking about, Sandy? Why are you, hang on, my son. Jeez, keeps interrupting me. Damn. They are messing with our universe. They are. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to Latea. Not only does she take care of mom, but also an 11-year-old boy. And obviously, he was not looking at her when she stabbed him, right? What in the world was that girl thinking? Officers found no weapons or cutting instruments, but noticed that the drawers and the cabinets in the kitchen were all padlocked except one, which appeared to have been broken. Okay, that's weird, right? That's weird, right? Yeah, I'm going to finish up with this. Yeah, and then I'm going to pop over and see what the Serpent Project's about. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. That's very interesting to me. So all the drawers and stuff were padlocked. When the police took Latea into custody, she told the officers she threw the weapon she used onto a neighbor's doorstep. Wow. So she knew enough to hide the weapon, right? Hey, Nada. That's crazy. Said she was sorry for unaliving her mom and had stabbed her while they were arguing. She even says, I unalive my mom and she'll never forgive me if she is alive. I'm the reason my mom is unalive. She also said, I don't know how people can do stuff like this and not feel bad about it. That's a weird thing to say. She told him she didn't have her phone because her mom took it before they had the fight. So the fight could have been over mom taking the phone. So she was charged with criminal homicide, aggravated assault, and other related charges. She was charged as an adult and arraigned. Well, Latoya, darling, you made it to the book. Let me write Latoya's name in the book. I think, am I saying it right? Lataya. I thought it was. Dang, y'all, my hand is shaking like crazy. Shaking like crazy, baby. Okay, hold on. 13. Yeah, Latoya. I want to get your name right there, Latoya. $13 years old, you guys. 13. This little girl's only 13. But the cabinets being padlocked, had she been, there's a reason all the cabinets are padlocked, right? For sure. For sure. What was she thinking? And then she knew to get rid of the weapon. She knew to get rid of the weapon. Such a little girl to be destroying her whole life. How sad. How sad. We will keep up on that. I mean, these young people are scary. Age of accountability is 8 to 10 according to the Bible. Wow, that's awful young for accountability, right? Hang on, let me get this cat. Hold on, it's like I got a freaking zoo here. All right, I apologize again. Okay. So, yes, 13-year-old did that to her mother, and an 11-year-old that they never stated was her brother. But when I look more into it, I'll know what's going on with that. Then we had a mass pewing here in Indianapolis. Juveniles at that. Then we had the woman in Texas who was done wrong by a couple of really small children. I'll be interested to know the age of those kids, right? Birth through age 7, children automatically go to heaven. Teresa was taught the same. Wow. So, wow, that's interesting. That is flipping interesting. You guys, I love my new desk. I can just roll all around. I'm just rolling around. Okay. So, let's talk about the eclipse that's happening on the 8th. And something very interesting, something called the Serpent Project. So let's check out the Serpent Project. Oh my gosh, do I want to even... I'm trying to see make sure I use the right... Wow, okay. Let's see what the Serpent Project is. We're going to learn about the Serpent Project together. Yay! Sorry I don't have my bell or my ruler. I know, I like this new desk. I really do. My daughter's like, Mom, you need a new mouse pad. And I was like, I got one. And she was like, no, you need a bigger one. You need a gamer one or something. I was like, okay. The Serpent Project. The oceans of the world are a vast landscape covering more than half of the Earth's surface. Okay, we're getting a little lesson here. It is the last great frontier on our planet, and the Serpent Project is researching this exciting undersea environment through unique and innovative deep sea exploration. Oh no. It is only through the generous help of offshore oil and gas companies and their highly skilled, remotely operated vehicle teams that Serpent can undertake this vital work. These dedicated professionals are helping us to push the boundaries of deep sea research and contributing to our knowledge of the open oceans. Did you used to dance on the table? When I was little, when I was a little girl, probably would dance around on the table. Not when I was older, though. I didn't dance on the table. Did I ever dance on the table when I was older? I don't think I did. Oh man, Vic. Yeah, at least your daughter, Maddie's like, Madison, I'll go over there and she'll be like, hey, Nana. Hey, Nana. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm kind of busy right at the moment. I'm like, okay. Okay, you busy person. You go keep being busy. Hey, little red. Okay, so, okay. This is telling us that basically the offshore oil and gas companies is running a project basically because with their generous help for deep sea research. Okay. All right. So this is supposed to I thought you said they were going to laser something. Okay, let's see. Okay. How we work. Okay. So who told me about this? I can't remember. I need your input here. I guess we need to find if they're using lasers because I haven't seen anything about basically they are I don't know what this is. It's a global project hosted by Deep Seas Group, biogeochemistry and ecosystems. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I don't know where Act Right People went. It's interesting, though. I'll read over it sometime. It's a lot, though. It would be a very big lesson. Class, that would be a very big lesson. I was in a three-way about CERN. Who's CERN, Sandy? Who's CERN? Three-way conversations with some people can be very scary. Oh, a hydrogen collider. Oh, CERN is part of it. Okay, so I want to basically find where it's talking about CERN then. Okay, you guys are getting into atoms and all. That's a big, oh my Lord. Okay, we'll have to do that another time. We can get into all that. That's a whole class by itself, right? Yeah, Act Right People brought it up. That's okay though. I don't mind that they brought it up. It's very interesting. Very interesting class. We will get into it sometime. Also, before I get off here, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm thinking about covering some of the P. Diddy stuff. Sean Puppy Daddy Combs that just got raided by Homeland Security. got busted by Homeland Security. Some of the charges, alleged charges, are trafficking and some other stuff. There's a lot to it, though, a lot to it. And I've been hearing about this stuff with Sean Combs for, gosh, a long time. But I didn't know if you guys would be interested in it, you know, because if my subs aren't interested in it, then I don't want to put you guys through it. You know what I mean? Yeah, this serpent stuff is a lot. So I can go over it. I'm not going to do it today. Because if I do it, it's going to be in a way where I can understand it and I can help you guys to understand it. Right? So, all good, all good. All right. I guess I will give you guys my opinion on the Sebastian Rogers case. I know I sound redundant when I say that a lot of the very first interviews that they do is important. So that's why it was, you know, important for me to go over Duchess's, because that was one of the first video, you know, interviews that they had given. A lot of what his stepdad said, if you really listen to what he said and use some common sense, you know, a lot about that man came out. You know, people were like, oh my God, he was married for 5 years. And I'm like, or 5 times. And I'm like, he was not with Sebastian's mother, allegedly, for a period of time. And if it, you know, just my common sense and my opinion absolutely was that I'm sure that he was getting him a little something, something on the side, right? So we pretty much know that. We know that a lot of what he has said has just not made any sense. A good example of that was when he was on Nancy Grace, this Chris Proudfoot, I guess I should say his name, was on Nancy Grace, and Nancy questioned the mother's work vehicle. And he said, we can't talk about that. And Nancy was like, why? Well, because of the company, you know, blah, blah. And Nancy said, did you ask him? And he said no. So that was a great example to me that what kind of person the guy was, you know. I don't know if the thing about it is, if something happened to Sebastian in that house, the mother herself, in my opinion, could not have got Sebastian outside. She couldn't have by her. I mean, unless she somehow used something to, but I don't see her being able to get Sebastian outside of that house like that. Then you also have to kind of question, did mom get upset with him and throw him out the front door without no shoes on or anything? You have to look at that. There were things that said that just caught my attention, especially when the way that she talked about, the way that Chris Proudfoot and the mother talked about how he woke her up to tell her to go to bed and to put the animals up. So were they on the just, how would he know she was asleep, right? Unless he said her name a few times. That's all weird to me. And then when she goes on Nancy Grace, she throws in there that she had been reading a chapter in a book for school, right? So you're reading a chapter of a book for school. None of it makes any sense. Why'd she add that in there? So was she reading a chapter in a book for school before Chris Proudfoot called her? I don't know why she added that in there. Yeah, Kiki, you can do that. You can do that. But how are you going to get them into a vehicle to take them away from where it happened? Right? I don't know. I'm going to find out, and then I'm going to do a live on it, Vic. I'll do a live on it. I absolutely will. That way we can talk about it. I'm not going to be on here that much longer. I'm getting ready to get off here, y'all. So if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to ask me now. Well, this is the thing with that whole Sebastian Rogers situation. Okay. Besides none of it making any sense. There's no way that that man gave Sebastian one whack with a belt if CPS was involved. There would have had to have, in my opinion, be something that that could be seen. You know what I'm saying? I would think if CPS got involved, it was that spanking was not just one time with a belt. And that's my opinion. Dang, Vic. I don't know. I don't know. But once I read it, I promise we're going to go over it because I'm interested too. So that'd be a nice little nice little break, you know. But I will do it before the 8th, so that way we know what's coming. I'll do it before the 8th so you can all know what's coming, what you got to do. For real, for real. But we've seen other cases with women that I feel like is like Sebastian's mom, where, you know, we don't know. Look at Susan Smith, right? Susan Smith was in love with this guy who didn't want children. Look what happened. So now you're looking at a situation where a woman's with a man who doesn't want to be around because of her son, right? And Chris Proudfoot is just such a narcissist that, yes, I'll compare the guy to Don Wells. I absolutely will. That guy is a narcissist. He wanted control of the situation from the very beginning. He proceeded to, I don't know if he thought that going on social media like he did was going to cause the shit show. But yeah, he succeeded in that, didn't he? Just like Don Wells did. But I can't say what happened. I wasn't there. I can just give my opinion on it. It did get worse for the Proudfoots. And look, there was a lot of us that seen it coming. Because I've talked about that before. It's like on YouTube, when you do an interview or even go up on somebody's panel and talk about whatever you're going to talk about, you know, people are going to always have something negative. You know, you got a positive and you got a negative, and not everything's positive. So then what do? You go somewhere else to try to defend yourself against what people were saying in the first interview. And then it goes on and on and on. But I mean, I knew he was lying. I knew he was trying to take control. What mother says, I'm not going to say how many pair of shoes my son had? How stupid is that? How stupid, with a lot of questions that could have been answered yes or no, it didn't happen. When asked if Sebastian took medication at night, or what medication, or however it was asked, I don't remember. And he says, we're not telling that because of HIPAA policies. He was saying things like he knew what these things were, and he obviously didn't know what these things were. So he was throwing stuff out there. What he was trying to do was make everybody think that he was this big, intelligent, you know, stepdaddy and all this other shit. I mean, why do you think somebody's hiding him, wee Scottish mom? Let me say this, okay? Let me say this. Why? And if anybody ever talks to any of these people, let me know the answer, okay? Why would there have been a conversation between those three people? Stepdad said this. Why would there be an agreement not to set up GoFundMes and things like that? Why was that a conversation? Why? I could find it for you right now. It's on Duchess's. He said that. Chris Proudfoot said that about the dad having a GoFundMe. Why would that have been a discussion? Huh? I don't think anybody's ever asked that. Duchess, if you're watching, why would they do that? Well, I mean, I don't think look, the only comparison that I make between Sebastian's case and Summer's case is the fact that, yes, you can compare Chris Proudfoot and his narcissism to Don Wells and his narcissism, right? I can use that as a comparison, and I can use the fact that some people went out there and turned a little girl's missing case into the biggest sideshow attraction there was on social media. And it's absolutely happening in Sebastian's case right now. And I'm not talking about all the creators. I ain't talking bad about nobody. I'm just stating what I'm seeing. So what we don't want to do is forget their names. We don't want to forget their names. Hey, S. Hey, Anus. Dang, I ain't seen you guys for a while. But it is a very scary world we live in. Very scary. But I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to continue to talk about these missing kids. I'm going to continue talking about things that are happening in the real world. And then I'm not going to quit having fun over here. I'm not. Ooh, is the ivy growing? So, all right. Anybody have anything to say? Because I am not going to keep doing these 3-hour live streams. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And, you know, for those of you who hung out with me through my meltdown, I really appreciate you guys. I really do. Hey, Jack. Did I miss seeing you? There's Karen with a C. Seth said on an interview, they said no GoFundMe because they didn't want anyone make it. Yeah, his sister set it up. Yeah. You're sick, Jack? What's wrong? Thank you, Helen. But, okay, but why would that even be a discussion? What brought on that discussion? Is kind of the question I have. Why would that even be a discussion to start with? Right? Your kid goes missing, and one of the first things y'all talk about is GoFundMe's. No, I know he's looking for Sebastian. I know he's looking for Sebastian. That man has been looking for his son. He's out there. He's walking around. He's doing whatever he can. There's no doubt about that. That man is out there doing it. And I feel bad for Seth at times because, you know, his son's missing. And not only that, but, you know, he kind of, the YouTubers, I don't think leave him alone. I think there's, you know, people that just won't leave him alone. And not only is he looking for Sebastian, but, you know, he's doing 20 other things too, dealing with YouTubers. He's trying to put himself out there on the news. He's doing what we would, or me personally, in my mind, he's doing what a father should do. And oh, I've got something that I'll go over real quick. Damn it. See, y'all, I should have waited. I talk about too many freaking things. Does that bother you guys when I talk about too many things? I gotta find this. Where the freak is it? I know I got it. Somebody sent it to me. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yes, yes, yes. We are going to go over this. And then I'm getting off here, you guys. Or do you want me to wait? I've got a wonderful, wonderful person sent me the dispatch call for Sebastian. Thank you, Teresa. Oh, your mind mine does too. All right, you guys. Let's go over this dispatch call. Hey, Tammy, aka Arlos Nerlo. Arlos Nerlo. A larcenario. Did I say it right? No, that's an L in that. Okay, girl. I'm going to call you Tammy. If you don't mind. You're 68. Oh, you're baking. I know. I got things I got to do today too. I say that, but or I could maybe pop on a little later and go over this on its own. Why don't I do that, you guys? So I'm gonna schedule this for 5 o'clock. Are you guys good with that, or you want me to do it now? I'll leave it up to you. 1, if you want me to do it now. 2, if you want to come back about 5 and maybe we'll spend an hour or so on it. Oh, that's your Boston Terrier. How does a 15-year-old boy vanish without a trace? Yeah. And just a lot of it is so telling. He didn't have shoes on. Oh, you're fine, wee Scottish mom? Okay, let's just do it and then we can talk about it. You're good too? Okay, as long as you guys are good with it. Okay, here we go. This is the dispatch call for Sebastian Rogers. Let me make sure it's up. I'll turn it up all the way. Okay. And I want to speed it up just a tad bit. This is from Steph Case Files on TikTok.
For the search process.
Call came in at 6:33 this morning.
Great, thank you.
My name is being Juvenile, 1008 Pepper Court, 1008 Pepper Court, Harrisville. Caller advised this morning was that their 15-year-old male was not in the bed. Me, a white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the
I would like to know exactly, was Seth wearing, hey, Angela, was Seth, what, I'm sorry, Sebastian wearing, those clothes when they came back from the restaurant? Right?
In the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
All the doors are locked at this time. Right? Yeah, I'll slow it down. I'm sorry, Teresa. I thought maybe if I sped it up a little bit. All the doors are locked at this time. And I don't want to turn on the closed captioning because it's, it's already on the screen. Do you want me to back it back up so you guys can hear that again? I'll back it back up. I'm trying to be a good teacher.
Search process.
Call came in at 6:33 this morning.
Great, thank you.
6:33. Mom said she got up at 6, right? To get him up from school and he was gone. I don't think that time is the time that Proudfoot said that he called. And I don't understand why Mom didn't immediately call it. I'm sorry, but if a child goes missing or something happens, I'm going to freaking call 911. I'm not going to sit back and think, oh, wait, let's see, that call's going to go to this place. So, maybe I'll just call that place, make that make sense.
Heading missing juvenile, 1008 Stafford Court, 1008 Stafford Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old girl was not in the bed. Medium white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
He was in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time. So you leave the house to go find Sebastian, and you're thoughtful enough to lock the door behind you. Right? But allegedly, Sebastian had the code, right? If it was true, we don't know. We've heard people talk about autism. Reverend Donna talked about, one of the things that, I don't know, counselors or whoever recommended was placing the child outside the house and telling them, when you calm down or get a hold of your emotions, let me know, I'll let you back in, right? That's what she said. So that's weird to me, because if Sebastian had the code to get back in and she put him out on the front porch, why wouldn't he just use the code to get back in? Called the sheriff's department so the call could not be traced to a location and the call couldn't be recorded. I'd like to know if Mom searched her car before she drove. She said law enforcement looked at her car, her vehicles, numerous times. Right? She made 2 statements saying that he was alive on the...
Just blowing her out.
37. I asked the call taker to ask if the juvenile has the phone. Break. Central to 68. I am Mrs. Fire Call.
Yeah.
Central to 47, 184, and 12. Juvenile left his son at the house. The mother is driving around looking for him in a Victoria Place subdivision, and she is driving a baby blue Infiniti.
I'm in the area. Check long haul out, just same way. You can take me off the assist fire.
So can I ask this question? I mean, it may be a dumb question. I don't think any question's a dumb question. If she was out in the area looking for Sebastian and knew that they called law enforcement, why wouldn't you go back to the home? Proudfoot said law enforcement was there in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. I probably would want to be there to tell people who were going to help me look for my son exactly what was going down. There was video of the restaurant where they went out to eat, but nothing after that. Yes, S, that's a great question. What time did she return home after the cops were called? Well, they admit that he's not a runner, that he never, you know.
I'll be en route to the missing juvenile.
Next big track back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach.
That's the one behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? He shouldn't have any shoes on.
Hey, this is all dry, hard packed. I do have some footprints over here.
Right there where you're standing?
Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond.
Very interesting, right? You guys heard that, right? There were footsteps going towards the retaining pond. It was pitch black outside, right? Pitch black, they said. And he had a little pin light. I wonder if there's any footprints around his. I don't know. We'll hear if it's barefoot or not. Hopefully.
No shoes, just footprints?
My shoes, that Max went straight into the pond. Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water.
Yeah, do you see any footprints around it?
There was a few footprints in some of the softer dirt, headed straight this way on the track that he was running.
Truck 47, what kind of shoes does he wear? Size 10s. 12 to any units they're going to be assisting with 1008. Please come to 1008 Stafford Court now, please.
Okay. So did you guys take that he did have shoes on or he didn't have shoes on? Hey, loves to lurk. Thank you again for coming up and talking about Elijah. I would love to do that again. I would love to do that again. Think she let him get out of the house, whether he was harmed or not. She either dumped him or... no, I don't know with this case. I don't know with this case that... But that's just my opinion. I mean, that's, we don't know what happened to him. See, that's weird to hear them say that about the footprints in the shoes when she acted like that was top secret how many pair of shoes he had. Right? Great point, Helen. Helen said maybe shoe sizes is how they debunked footprints. I'll let me rewind it just a little bit and we can see if we can get back into where they're talking about the shoes. Okay.
The shoes that.
Okay. Here we go, y'all. Let's hear this again.
Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys know I'm really low budget. Let me back it up some more here.
It's all dry, hard packed. I do have some footprints over here.
Right there where you're standing?
Okay, I'm going to slow this down, so don't be mad at me. I want to slow it down, and maybe we can catch what they're saying a little bit better. Look up Madeline Kojakari. Oh, yes, I've kind of heard about that case. After Jess and Katrina go to court. Okay. Okay, darling. Nobody knows how to take the footprints thing. Doesn't matter now because they've dismissed the footprints as being his now. Now saying, see, that's what doesn't make any sense. Seth has stated no shoes, glasses gone, different clothes in Texas Roadhouse video. No scent dog. Yeah, see, that was confusing to me also because 1 minute they're saying that, yeah, there was, the dogs had tracked to a certain point in certain different places, right? Are they his stepdad's prints? Well, if this is early in the morning, right after they got there and they start looking, right? Are they? I don't. Yeah. Let me hear it one more time. Okay. Wait. What did I do?
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Leading right over here to the retaining pond.
No shoes, just footprints.
The shoes that Max went straight into the pond.
A shoe. A shoe is what I heard, right? That's what I heard.
Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water.
Yeah, do you see any prints around it?
There was a few footprints in some of the softer dirt. Headed straight this way on the track that he was running.
1247, what kind of shoes does he wear?
So how do they know that that was the track he was running? Right? I wonder if they followed lots of similarities. You know what? That's a good question, Fist Mess, because of the fact that, Dawn in the beginning was told basically by someone that he should look into other missing child cases. And he did that. And he would say, or every once in a while, he would say or do something that I'm like, that's like this other case, especially with Candace and the toys. She had given Robin toys at the church. Allegedly, they were, cleaning the toys and things like that. Did Candace donate them to the church? I don't have any idea. I just knew of the incident. And there was another case what was that child's name? Her mother, I think it was the one where her mom basically gave her away over a couple $100 or some stuff. And she had actually went and was giving that little girl's toys away. So I always found that very interesting, that whole, whole thing. It was said, I watched Evelyn Boswell case as it unraveled. Was there any reports on this case before the last 2 weeks? Because he has been missing. Oh, yeah. Oh, Helen. Everybody's talking about Sebastian.
Hey.
5 dogs and 1 hit. Sorry. My son had to ask me something. Okay, I'll go ahead and finish playing this. We'll get ready to get off here.
10,
Wait,
12 to any units that are going to be
What did I do?
assisting with 1008. Please come to.
Oh, no, wait a minute. What did I do here? Oh, shit.
1008. That record now, please.
I just now realized I guess I'm gonna have to get some new earplugs. I'll have to get some new earplugs. I got a pair right here on my thing. Yeah, it was out there, Helen. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what YouTubers you follow or whatever. For real. So, I mean, it all can be really just complicated, for real. For real. But I do want to follow up on this serpent stuff, for real. So we don't know where Sebastian is. The sad thing about it is, they are out there looking. There's many people out there looking. And how far could he have gotten without shoes on in that area? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But Chris Proudfoot has made people, really question. I don't understand why he will go and contradict himself on what he's saying. From my understanding, he's definitely been known to have a temper. But the proof would be they would have to prove that he's in the area. They would have to prove that he was in that area, or the mom had taken Sebastian to him. But, I'm looking at it like this with all the other cases that I've seen where he didn't want the responsibility of Sebastian anymore. And where does that leave her? Where does that leave her? And what did she do? She leaves with this guy, right? She physically leaves that home with Chris Proudfoot, where he says, and this is interesting, where he says, at first, his job was up in the air, and then, right, then they're leaving for him to go back to work. Mother also screwed up, said he was joking around that morning as though that morning was the last time she saw him. Then she changed it to the previous morning. Hang on, I've got it. Let me get my dog again. Y'all, hang on a minute. Okay, y'all. I'm going to try to listen for my puppy. My puppy. It is like looking for a needle in a haystack. See, they've made it out like Mother screwed up another interview, so when she woke up that morning, he was gone. Yeah, I mean, the false trail hit went to the retention pond. Law enforcement, and let me tell you guys something, law enforcement is not going to, I think, even tell the parents. It was very interesting to me. This was very interesting and should have spoke volumes to people when it was said that Seth and Sebastian's mom went together and talked to the TBI. Chris Proudfoot wasn't in that conversation, right? So that says a lot, a whole lot. But I hope that I hope they find Sebastian. I really do. Because this is frightening also. They talked about Sebastian, how he would get into people's personal space and how different things that he would do. And I mean, the mom even says, oh, we had a fun breakfast, and we called family because he liked to brag. That statement, for some reason, has my mind going 1,000 different directions. 1,000 different directions. What did I miss, Vic? What did I miss? I don't know. This was weird to me too, that when Christopher Proudfoot was asked about knowing about the things that happened between Seth and Sebastian's mom, that was before. That was basically before he came in the picture, and he didn't know anything about it. That was weird, right? Wait, what? I'll have to go back and see. I thought I read hers. I'm trying to read chat, Big. I seen what she said. What am I missing? Yeah, I haven't heard law enforcement clear anybody. When Tammy said the mother screwed up, when she woke up that morning, he was gone. When? Yeah, I seen that. I seen Misfit Messes. I don't know what you want me. Dad. Okay, I don't know. Let me get my puppy. Hang on. Yeah, from my understanding, Mom said she went in to wake Sebastian up. He was gone. She looked through the house. He wasn't in there. So she gets in her vehicle and goes to look. From my understanding. So I don't know. I just hope, I really hope, what do you, Vic, I don't know what you were wanting me to look at that she wrote. I seen what she wrote. I read both of them. another creator was talking about Kate. Yeah, the divorce between yeah, the mom said it in a certain way, right? Hang on, I've got to pull up my chat on another thing here. Let me get my chat up here so I can see what everybody's talking about. The mother screwed up in another interview and said when she woke him up that morning, he was gone. Okay. I have a hard time reading all my chat sometimes. Yeah, well, they've contradicted themselves the whole time. When Katie first called Chris, he asked her, is he on the other side of the bed, allegedly? Yeah, that was an interesting statement, wasn't it? Was he on the other side of the bed? Yeah, I remember when they said that. Absolutely. I just don't understand it, but the only way we're going to know what happened is when Sebastian's found. That's the only time. Do you think Sebastian's mom is saying, okay, if you think that Sebastian's mom, some of the things she is saying was said to her by Chris Proudfoot, put a 1 in the chat. If you think the mother's stories are changing because of possibly the things that her husband are saying to her, put a 1 in the chat. But when you have a missing child, I mean, I can't sit and say that I still wouldn't be driving down the street either after I called law enforcement. My ass would be all over that neighborhood, all over the place. That whole, the being on the, look, her being on the phone with him for the amount of time she was on the phone with him with, I mean, either they were having some serious discussions, possibly maybe an argument, or, you know, he was a love bomber. Who knows? But she often talked to him at night, and she would often fall asleep on him. Right? That's what they said. Well, Angela, that happened in the Wells case also. You know, Dawn started going on all these platforms and stuff, and it was like it became where the only reason that they were going on live streams was to, you know, you know, defend themselves on something that was said, you know, on a prior channel. So it did become that. So, well, I loved it when Nancy busted him out about saying that the dogs hit in these certain places. He said that's what he was told by law enforcement. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. We weren't there. We were not there. And keeping his name out there is very important. You know, people can believe that different things are, you know, important, and that's fine because, you know, whatever anybody thinks is whatever anybody thinks. So, we're not going to forget Latea. And I'll be interested to keep up with the Indianapolis mass shooting. Keep up with that. And hopefully the woman who those two little kids did that to, I'm going to keep up with that. So I will definitely have a day where I just pull up anything that you guys want to pull up. Okay. I want to do that. And I want to make sure that I keep these different children's names out there. And of course, do some different things like that. I am going to start learning how to do a part 2, 3, 4, however many it takes. Because the being online for like 3 hours, sometimes depending on what I'm talking about, you know, it does get to me. So I wanted to kind of like do a live today and then do one Wednesday. Now, if something really important comes up, a missing child, that their name needs to be put out there immediately, absolutely, I'm going to do that, right? Hey, Nunya Beeswax. So, I am at 2 hours. Thank you so much for reminding me there, Teresa. I do appreciate that. And I don't know how she woke him up. She just said she went in there to wake him up and he wasn't up at all. Oh, I'm going to get Sebastian's picture up here. You know, that's one of my favorite pictures is Sebastian with his snake. I love that picture. Let me put him up here. I should have had his name. I should have had his picture up here to start with. I just wasn't going to. So this is Sebastian with his snake that he no longer has because his stepfather gave it away. It would seem to me 30 snakes is a lot of snakes, y'all. 30 snakes is a lot of snakes. And if Chris Proudfoot was not at the home, there's no way that Sebastian could have took care of 30 snakes by himself. Okay, thank you, Teresa. Thank you. That's what you're supposed to do, girlfriend. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. Look, there's probably a lot of people who don't like me right now, and that's fine. I don't care. Just don't come over here causing chaos or whatever. I ain't bothering nobody. They don't need to come over here bothering me. But I appreciate you doing that, Teresa. Thank you. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, autistic, missing February 26, 2024, Sumner County, Tennessee, 15 years old, male, 5'5", tall, 120 pounds, brown hair and eyes, 1-800-TVI find. For real. All right, I'm getting off here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to look at that, what's going on with the eclipse and all that stuff, the Serpent Project. I'm going to check all that out, and maybe if I can figure it out in layman's terms, then maybe we can figure it out together, right? I think the only reason that Mom said she wasn't a drinker, and I think where it came out that they were saying, yes, Mom was a drinker, is because of what Reverend Donna Serafina said that Seth had told her about Sebastian's mom, right? So, CERN. I'm not forgetting. Hold on, where's my pen? Here it is. Okay, wait, because it can't go in my book. Okay, it cannot go in my book. Let me get a, hold on, let me get a, so the CERN project, and I don't forget, I am also getting things together to talk about the Sean Diddy Combs Puff Daddy incident. And look, you guys, it goes way back. So, when they start talking about his relationship with Jennifer Lopez, I'll fill you in on that. If they're talking about a certain, person in the rap industry, I will let you see their picture and kind of give you a little bit of a rundown on who they are and how they are, intertwined in all this stuff. Okay. So it's something I've been following for a long time, even before Homeland Security got involved with, listening to different podcasts that talked about some things and, that had to do with him. So, I'm definitely not the main go-to person about the stuff, but I do know enough about, the situation and some of the players in it for sure. So if you guys want to join me for that, I'll be excited to do that. But keep these babies' names out here. Remember who they are. Say a little prayer every day for them. For real. For real. And we can sit and wonder what we need to do or how we can help with the situation with these juveniles. It's really sad because when I cover trafficking cases, I think of anywhere from newborn babies up to, maybe 12. And then when it gets over 12 to hit about 13, then you still look at the trafficking situation, but it's like there are many many layers to trafficking. Many layers. From elderly to babies. Okay? So we'll definitely be talking about those things. So that's about it. So I'm glad everybody popped in today. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. And sending prayers to a lot of people. And you know how I roll over here. So but I love my kids. I do. They have, knock on wood, turned into very mature adults that, I can ask and they are very honest with me about things and they know where my heart's at. So it just means a lot to me that they've been so supportive of me. It means a lot, y'all. It means a lot, kiddies. And of course, Maddie. Miss Madison. I know. I think that sometimes too, that my kids are more mature than I am. But that's okay. I'll take it. Means I did something right, I may not do everything right, but I did something right with them. All right, I'm going to get off here. You guys have a great day. Go hang out, do whatever you want. It rained here last night, but we had started doing some spring cleaning. And so I'm glad I got my new desk, which meant I could get rid of the old one. It was a lot bulkier. So, but looks like everything went good and everything's connected right. And so thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much for doing that today. And I think there are a few things in chat, but nothing that I can't go in and fix or whatever. So I'm going to get off here. Have a great day. Go hang out. I'm going to give my puppy some lovin's. She's getting so old and I just have to watch her all the time. So sorry for the interruptions today, but I love my animals. So, all right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day. Don't cost a dime, be kind. If you got to get it a little feisty, go right ahead and do it. I don't even know what else to say to that, to be honest with you. But later. Peace out, guys. Pray for Sebastian and Michael Vaughn and Summer Wells and Ella Saylor and so many. And I just pray for all these kids. So have a great day. Thanks everybody for their input. Sorry if I missed somebody's comments today in chat. Sometimes, there's times I don't look at chat the whole time. And so sometimes I miss things. So, all right. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for coming and hanging out. It means a lot.